Okay, here's our parts for step 28, and this I guess you would call the shoulders, and we're going to be building two of these. So I've got the two separate piles here, and we'll just start off with this one. I'm going to take your main piece, and you have two sides here. You got one that's solid and one with a hole in it. The first thing I'm going to do is just put the solid one on the side like so. Then you have this piece here. You see there's a tab inside here that fits into that slot. So I'm going to push that in. Make sure it snaps and that this still has free range of motion. Then you'll put the other side in through the hole, line up the tab on there, put that in. Again, you just want to make sure that this is still moving. Now we take one of our screws here, the 10mm ones, pop that in. And just give it some turns until it adds some tension. Okay, that's too much. Back it off a little bit. Now these will be supporting the two weapon arms, so you don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose where it won't hold the weapons up. And then there's these two little caps that will cover up the holes, like so. I'll go ahead and glue the one on the back. And I'll leave the one off on the facing the screw head just until I get the arm attached to make sure that the tension is sufficient. And then once I'm satisfied with that, I'll go ahead and put that cap over the screw. Then the next thing we have here is you have this little piece, and on the bottom you'll see there's a matching hole there, and this is to allow for the quick detach of the arm. So we'll glue that in place, and I give this a good bit of glue because it'll see some tension with the twisting on and off, so don't want it to come off while I'm trying to change an arm. Just put that in. Good. And then the next piece we have will be this little part here. Kind of looks like a gear. And you have a slot here that matches up with the part on the back. So I'm just going to do a small line of glue here to hold it in place. Through there. It's a nice tight fit. Probably didn't even really need the glue, but we'll just put it on there anyway. Now if you're going by the instructions that came in the box, the original ones that shipped, this is a piece that actually does not show up. It was skipped. And this is a little plate. This is F3 on the sprue, and you'll see it has matching holes that line up here. So we'll need to glue that in place as well. holes lined up. There we go. Push that together tight. Then the last piece we have here just goes into the little square hole there. And that'll complete one of our shoulders. And there we go. So I'll put this one aside and quickly do this the other side as well. And it's just same steps. It's all together. Pop our screw in. Okay, tension seems to be good now. But again, as with the other side, I'm just going to leave the cap off until this is, I've had one of the weapon arms on there and I'm sure that it's tight enough to hold it in whatever position I put it in. Then we'll move to the bottom on the quick detach plate. So we move around to the rotating plate here. It looks like it's a rotating plate, cog or something. I do have to say the tolerances on this is very tight. I mean, some of these parts weren't put in glue. You know, probably realistically wouldn't even need it because they fit together so well. A little overspill there. Just clean that off. Okay, and we'll just finish off the back here. Posts up with the holes, push it in. And we'll glue on this last piece and then move on to step 29. There we go. We've got our two shoulder joints here. We'll give those a second to set up. And then these are the parts for step 29. Just gonna dry fit them here. Make sure I got them correctly oriented. I believe I do. these will go on here, and then the two arms we just put in will slot in here like so. Then I think these just slip over like that. And here you have a little lip on the back that goes towards the back of the model. So this is actually, you're looking at it front, and I believe this is the back. So now we have to, so you put let's see, now you put this in. So that's the end of step 29, and then step 30. These parts here. I have another ball joint. Let's see. This will go face down here. And then this is where the top of the spine will eventually connect into. So I just want to make sure that that's able to be seen. And this goes right over the top, and the square front is facing forward. Then on the bottom, what do we have here? These parts just fit into the slots here. Put those on in a second because I have to screw these together. So what we're going to end up putting is 2 screws here, 2 here, 2 here. Then when we put these on the bottom, we'll put 2 more in to hold these in place. So we're using a total of 8 screws. And we'll just start off. Now I think these holes, I don't know if my screwdriver will actually fit in there, so I'm going to have to use the one that came in the kit. Which again should be fine. I'm just going to start these just to hold the bits in place, and then we'll worry about getting the proper tension on them in just a second. And these you're going to want a little tension so the arms, if you're moving the arm up, it holds in place and doesn't just drop back down. Like I said, we'll come back in a minute and correct all the tension on that. I just want to get all the pieces together and at least held in place. So put this part back in. Again, making sure that the opening is facing down. Place these screws. That was inevitable, something hitting the floor, but surprised it took this long. Alright, so those are started. That's held in place. The ball is accessible and floating free. And here we'll just put in one plate. It has to be, you want the hole facing the hole here, just so, because that's where the screw will grab it. So we'll hold that in place and start to screw. That's holding that. I will retrieve my part off the floor. Okay, and let's do the same on that side. line up the holes, drop in the screw. There we go. Alright, so everything's at least screwed down initially. So now I'm just going to go through and tighten things up. And this is loose, so we'll just tighten it until the get enough. Yeah. Just until the screw stops turning. Good. So I think it's pretty good. Seems kind of loose, so I'm going to see if I can tighten that up a little bit. It's a little better, so let's do a little bit more. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about this little screwdriver is because it's so small, when you have to tighten up, you're more likely to mess up the screw heads. So actually, since this is an easier spot, I'll use the bigger one just to. Okay, that's good. Let's give these another turn. Make sure these arms turn okay. Okay, and that finishes off step 31. So steps 32 through 35 we'll be doing the smokestacks on the back and putting the iron core reactor on the back as well. So go grab all those parts, clean them up, and we'll be right back.